and we had the week of the president's address, where they were literally elected officials were claiming that we were cutting off the beef supply or something crazy about like that, and then they were also
Yeah.
claiming that Kamala's book was being placed in, um, you know, camps for child immigrants, right? Um, it's it's so disappointing seeing what the Republicans and it goes back to Tom Scott's address. He never really truly addressed what Biden said truthfully. Can we get to a
Mhm.
point to where they'd say, yeah, let's agree on the facts and then have a differing opinion of those facts? But right now, the Republicans, in their response to Biden and their response to Harris, they are making up a wholly, completely different reality that doesn't exist. And that was probably the worst part about Scott's reaction and overall Republican reaction to Biden's speech this week.
Yeah. Um, I couldn't agree with you more. We're at a point now where the Republicans are so down the Trump playbook. Republicans want a culture war, right? They want something that to rally their base around. And Trump started this. I don't know if you remember the 2016 election with the caravan, right? All that never existed. He tried to do it again in 2018 before the blue wave. They try to do it again with 2020, right? Biden's going to shut everything down. He's going to close all the schools, and it was just they are trying to have a culture war. They want the narrative. The first month of Biden's presidency, it was the border crisis, and we saw that performative bullshit by Ted Cruz and all that stuff, right? The second month, it was we're spending too much money, the debt crisis, boom, 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 right? Which they didn't care about for 5 years. Last month, it was Biden wants you to be a vegan, and we're going to go completely green as a country. All of this stuff is made up, but the Republicans need something to rally their base around, because as everybody on Twitter continues to point out, Biden is mastering the mark. Remember, John? Can I just talk about something really quick? Remember, I told you there should be a marketing guru part of the cabinet because Obama did a lot of things that they couldn't like walk down and pat themselves on the back about. Biden's messaging on all these things is completely on point, and it goes against everything the Republicans believe in, right? When Republicans say we're spending too much money, Biden says, when does America think small, right? And when Biden says, we have to, when the Republicans are like, Biden's going to ruin the coal industry and boom, 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 Biden's like, I'm going to create 19 million jobs. Do you guys want none of those jobs? Are they all blue jobs, right? So the messaging here is right on point. Republicans have no answer for it. I don't know if it's going to translate 2022, but I do know that the Republicans have no answer. That's never good.
Well, I'll tell you, and I'm going to hold something up to the camera here. I'm not sure if they're reading this book. This is a book called "Don't Think of an Elephant," George Lakoff, and I will tell you if you have you ever shared this with you. George Lakoff is
No.
the progressive or democratic messaging guru. Obama used him, and I think Biden might be using him as well. But I will tell you that I would not be surprised if Biden's not following this book. Don't think of an elephant. And they literally talk about some of the overall ways that you message, and you make sure that you use your own language. You don't use your opponent's language. You kind of always change the frame. So it's kind of like the reality is, if I ask you why you don't like blue, you talk to me about why you like red, as opposed to even addressing my question. I mean, it's a really Biden is masterful. And don't forget, you got people like Jen Psaki and other people who are Obama alums,
Hmm.
who are running that shop, and I think they're very effective in that. But one of the things that I think is important to note too is that Biden does not get enough credit, even from progressives, for just being an overall skilled politician who
Yeah.
understands what you need to do and how to do it. And I think that, you know, there's something about the wisdom that he brings. There's something about the experience. And I also, and I said this previously, I also think that in many ways he has more space to take risks than Obama ever had. Whether it's because Trump was such a mess, was so problematic, whether it's that there's a white male privilege that Biden enjoys, right? That we won't begrudge here. But I think that in many, and as we said last week, I wouldn't be surprised if he and Barack aren't collaborating on some of this stuff, right? If this, I don't want to disrespect Biden by saying this is a third Obama term, but I also wonder if some of the things he's doing right is because of his 8 years as Obama's vice president and what he actually learned from Obama.